welcome back to Pet Rail channel. This is another episode of Rail, my British Railway model collection. Previously, on the Rail episode 30, I unboxed the latest Ultimate Hornby Black 5, and I've got a disappointment on the running issue. I wanted to send it back to Canal for the refund. However, the refund process in Thailand custom and declaration needed on the UK side is a bit complicated for me. Oh yes, I actually live in Southeast Asia and not the Antarctica. Sorry guy for having said that. I say that just to emphasize how long it has always been to get a model from model shops in the UK when you are living outside the UK. And that also shows how important the quality of the models and the service should be for overseas customers. No matter where we are, we should get the same quality of products and service as same as other customers in the UK. Alright, so I thought twice if I would take a risk to try fixing it, because I've never had the Black 5 in my collection, never before, and I really want it so bad. Trying to fix it based on my presumption it would run or completely be a rubbish. But you know what? I took the risk and I've already fixed it. I turned it into my Frankenstein steam locomotive model. Before we'll see my Frankenstein model, please subscribe to Pet Rail channel. Now if you're ready, I want to say one more thing. I was a bit irritated last time about the running issue and didn't make the proper unboxing. So let's do it this time with a proper running section in the end of this video. In the last video, I did mention that it is the Hornby big model packaging, which normally is provided for the special model edition. This Ultimate Black 5 is not the limited edition. You still can find this model available in many shops. And in the last video, I haven't opened the additional detail pack yet. This pack is a Ziploc bag, which is really useful to use and keep detail parts in the bag. There are a braking rod, a driver and a fireman, a tension lock coupling with name socket to fit to the front bogie, a screw link coupling, lamp irons, additional headlamps, front steps, cylinder drain cocks, 2 snow plows, and some details I don't know yet what they are called, and the operating and maintenance instructions in new layout. In this version, all additional details, well, most of, are given in the manual, unlike the usual Hornby instructions we normally get with other models, which are lack of the detail where to fit these detail parts. The coupling assembly, which caused the issue, the lubrication, and DCC decoder fitting. Now, let's have a closer look on details on the model. you may have already seen from other YouTube channels, but I still wanted to highlight some points which may have or haven't been mentioned from other channels. The details on the model are fantastic in the overall. The headlamps look fine to me. Some people say it's oversized, but if compared with a German steam model made by German model manufacturer, they also look a bit larger than the actual lamps on the real locomotive. I found this image of Jubilee class in LMS era in the book The Stanier 460s of the LMS by JWP Rowledge and Brian Reed, and it does look far smaller than one on the model. So I'm pretty satisfied with the headlamps here. Beneath the left cylinder, there's a cylinder or a pipe equipment fitted, which some Black 5 local in the book also has this one. I'm not sure what it's called, but I will read this book to find out. There's no this equipment underneath the right cylinder. The model has nice lettering and printing details. Nice brass piping details under the foot plate. Nice separately fitted details. Nice separately fitted handrails. The steam dome seems to be misaligned from the factory. I wanted to readjust, but it's already firmly fitted, so I don't want to break it. Nice rivet details both on the loco and on the tender. Nice cap details. And as usual, the roof door can be opened or closed. The glowing firebox using LED is also provided. Now let's talk about how I solved the issue. First, I tried cleaning the contacts with isopropyl alcohol, like many other channels recommended, but it worked just for a few days and stopped again. So I needed to find other solution. In the previous video, I mentioned that my presumption was whether the drawbar socket on the tender is loose or the plug on local side is slightly too thin or they are not level. So I went from that. I inspected the drawbar socket closely on the tender and on the local. It seems I cannot reduce the size of the socket on the tender as the socket is fixed plastic parts, while the plug on the local is probably too thin to contact with the tender side. So I thought, how could I improve the thickness of the socket? Oh wait, what if I add a drop of solder? And yes, it works. I mean, the local can run without any stall or drop speed. However, the front lamps still didn't work. I tried adding a small piece of 1mm cork sheet to put in the socket underneath the local's plug to slightly raise the height of plug on the local, and bingo, the lamps work now. And you can see if I use the light function from my controller, the lamp is working now. And if I adjust the speed by the controller's knob, the model can now run properly. Now, before the running session, I want to say something about Hornby new drawbar socket type. The idea is heroic, but the design is horrific. The electrical connection is unreliable, and it doesn't give improved realistic look, as it doesn't reduce any gap between the local and the tender. The new Hornby Class 5 has a gap between the local and the tender around 6 mm. I don't have other Class 5 model to compare with this model, but I have Stanier Class A1 and Stanier Class A4 to compare the old drawbar and the new drawbar. Now, let's have a look on the Class A1 model. The normal drawbar is on this wider model, and the gap between the local and the tender is 6 mm. The socket type drawbar is on this Flying Scotsman model, and the gap between the local and the tender is 6 mm. And for Class A4 models, the normal drawbar on Stanier is 6 mm gap wide. The socket type drawbar on Mallard model is 5 mm gap wide. Well, at least we can see that Hornby Mallard 85th Anniversary Edition with the new socket type drawbar has a gap improvement of 1 mm. Let's check and compare the socket type drawbar on Class 5 model with other LMS model. The normal drawbar on Duchess of Hamilton is also 6 mm gap wide. So I cannot see any point to have the new socket design yet, because if we have a look on German steam locomotive model, which have the swing mechanism drawbar, its gap between the local and the tender is, I can say, very close, is just around 3 mm. Very impressive. Alright, and finally, since the model is now able to run, shall we see the running session on my Hornby model railway? I don't have much update on my layout yet, but we can see what I've got so far from this running session. I'll let the local running in for 30 minutes.
A few moments later.
Alright, now the Black 5 will hold a freight train which is suitable for the current headlamp code. The wagons are on the down fast track. The local is on the up fast track. She will switch to the down fast track to couple up with the train. Alright, that's it for the update today. So, I've changed my mind. I've kept the model and I'm happy I fixed it. Not totally a proper way, but it works now. That's a good reason to keep the model. Thank you for watching guys, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe to Pet Rail channel. Bye for now.